All right, we're starting on our next little project here. This is something I'm building for one of my viewers named Bill, and a simple part that he needs made up. We're going to build two of them. This is the sketch that he made. He calls it a swing knife. This is actually one of the parts off the swing knife. On this end here, there's actually a bar that's welded on there that's, I don't know, about 4 to 6 foot long. But this is the main piece right there, and it consists of a piece of 1 1/4 inch square stock, and we'll have to mill it down to 1 1/8 there. And then there's another piece of flat bar right here, quarter inch thick flat bar that actually gets welded to the top after the 1/2 inch channel is milled in there, and then it's got a couple set screws in the top. So we'll have a 1/2 inch, like a keyway looking channel milled through there, and then we'll weld this piece on the top. It'll have some set screws in it, and then looks like we've got some holes. We got 4 holes to drill in it there. He says that those are 5/8 holes. He confirmed that. So, and they're just equally spaced here in this section. So pretty simple job, really not a whole lot, you know, real straightforward. So I'm going to cut these to length here that we need. They got to be 7 1/8, and then we'll mill them 7 1/8, and we'll use the K&T mill to deck this off 1/8 of an inch down. We're in the center of the bar, and then our equal spacing is 0.975 inches from the end, all 4 holes. It's equally spaced throughout there. So 5/8 hole, I'm going to go ahead and start with a 3/8 hole to get a pilot going. 2.925 is going to be the next spot. So what I've done is I wrote my coordinates down in order. This would be the first hole from the end on the x-axis, 975, 1.950, 2.925, and then 3.9. That's on the readout. So I'm just working backwards now from the last hole to the first hole. Same thing as putting it on a print, but at least right here you can just look straight up at your digital readout and know what you're supposed to be on. While my setup is there for the small drill, I'm just going to go ahead and take this one out. I got my stop already set there, so we can just take that one out. Put this one in and drill our holes, and then after we drill these small holes, we'll drill our 5/8 holes. Onto our 5/8 holes. .925. I've got a stop set on the quill up here that I'm running down onto to make all the chamfers uniform. I'm going to try this. Instead of moving it down each time for the hole, I'm going to take my other part and we're going to do this. Let's slide it in there. Let's hit that one. Flip it over. Do that one. All right. And now we'll move down to the next hole. 1.950. That's less movements on the table and just more movements there, moving the workpiece around. Pull that one out. Go in with our other one. Hit that one. All right, we'll move down again. 2.925. All right, that's all the chamfers. Got all the chamfers done. So now we can just move on. Now we've got a 1/2 inch slot to mill in the end there. I'm going to bust out the center of this slot with a 3/8 roughing end mill. That's how I always do my slots. I always like to rough them out, and then I'll go in there with an end mill. We'll use a 1/2 inch to finish it. So this will get rid of the bulk of the material. Length of the slot's going to be 2 1/4 inches. I've got a line on there, a little mark just for reference. Got the readout going, so I'll know when to stop. Do the same thing as before. Since both parts are identical, we're just going to swap them out. I'll rough the slot in the other one just like this here, and then we'll go on to our finishing end mill. All right, here we are with our 1/2 inch end mill. Let's see how she does. Pretty good. Just want to make sure that we met our depth requirement. Looks like we're 2/1000 over 1/2 inch, so that looks good. I've got a 499 stack up of my gauge blocks here. These are my shop blocks. And I was checking the width of it. You can see the 499, they go down in there. So really about 1/1000 shy of being 1/2 inch slot. And not sure what the tolerance should be on this. I didn't ask them what's going in there, but probably going to go ahead and take 1/1000ths and down the side so that I know that my 1/2 inch gauge block will slide in there. All right, another pass down it, and I got to thinking there's going to be a plate welded over the top of this right there. It's probably going to move this thing a little bit. So I went ahead and made it 502. We've got a 502 stack up in there now, right there. So I know I got a little bit of clearance. If I had to guess, he's probably going to he's got some kind of square bar that goes down in there. So they can probably trim that to fit accordingly. But anyway, so we've got our slot made to 502 according to the gauge block there. All right, this guy, that slot is finished there. So just stick this one in there, and then I'll repeat it, and I'll get this slot finished out on this one. I've got the 2 plates cut. These get drilled and tapped for a couple of set screws, and then on the end down here where the slot is, they get welded right on top of that. And we'll just do a weld on 3 sides there and have a couple set screws in it. So just a real simple task. We're going to go ahead and get these drilled just using a stop. Now I don't have them equally centered, so I can't flip it around. We're 1/2 inch and then 1 inch, and then this side's 3/4 of an inch on this one here. So all I did was spot it. And I'll just drop the other one in over to the stop. Spot it, and I'm going to move it back down 1 inch. to get them spotted in, I'm going to use a number 7 drill bit to drill them for the tap size. Need to drop it down a little bit. Now you can move the table down and drill it, or you can just take it out, drop the other one back in. It really just depends on how many you got and what you want to do. Now we can move our table down an inch and do the other two. That's just some mild steel, probably 1018 flat bar. Got a chip in there somewhere. Get them all drilled, and we'll go ahead and chamfer them as well. Now we'll just go ahead and do our tapping. 1/4-20 gun tap. See if I got some oil in this can here. Yep. Alrighty, these are ready to go. I'm going to clean them up. We're going to chamfer the back side there, and I'm probably going to go ahead and grind a little bit of a weld bevel on either side there on the bottom. 45-degree angular mill. Cut some weld prep on there. Alright, there's our top plates. And when people ask me why not grind it, I say I'm a machinist, not a grinder. So use the tools that I invested in. That 45-degree angular mill does a good job for machining weld prep in there. And if I can do that for a little job like this right here, I'd prefer to do that than take it over there and get the grinder out on it. So that's just a weld prep. Gives us a V to fill in. We'll TIG weld these together using the Everlast, and we'll run one across the a fillet across the back there as well. So that's the last stage, getting these things welded on. All right, we got our parts finished up here. Just going to go ahead and install the set screws in them. I did verify the slot, the half-inch square slot, whenever I was milling that, and that is not a fussy tolerance at all. They said, in fact, they actually sometimes they put a 1/4 inch square inside there, some kind of cutter bit. I haven't seen how this part is actually used, so I can't really go into detail about how they actually use it there. So they install some kind of cutter bit here, lock it in with the set screws, and that's about all I know. There is a handle. They're going to have a handle welded on to the end of that right there as well. But my part is done right there. This is the better of the two that I did on the welding. Usually once you get through the first one, you kind of get the settings down on your heat and everything and get more comfortable with it. That one turned out pretty good. This one, it's welded, but it's not quite as pretty. I'm a machinist first and a welder later. But it's nice being able to do everything yourself, do it in-house and get it done, and it looked good, and I'm sure the customers will be happy with that. So anyway, that's it for this project. This one's done. There's the print again on what we were looking to accomplish there. So I think we met our goals. That one's done, ready to go out to the customer. So I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you on the next one, all right?